Golf 007, turn right, heading 185, reduce speed 180 knots.
185 on heading 180 on speed Golf Air 007.
Speedbird 124, reduce speed 160 knots to 40 me.
Reduce 160 to 4, speed 124.
Hi there guys, hope you're all well. Matt here. Welcome back to a long awaited video. I know, it's been a while. I have been mad busy, seriously busy. And I mean, it sounds like excuse after excuse each week, but I really have. So anyway, back in the swing of things hopefully this week, getting some top quality content, lol, sarcasm, out to you as frequently as I can. We are back in the A2A Cessna 172 today, starting from where we left in Clacton, and I am going to try my luck at getting back in towards London. The idea is that with this, every time you see a new video in the Cessna, I will be going somewhere different and kind of working my way up the UK. It's a little bit unofficial, there's nothing really planned, I just kind of look at a map and say, right, today I want to go there. So, today we're going to go to a place called Panshanger, which is bang smack in between Luton and Stansted. I'll show you Plan G right now, and then you can sort of see what I'm talking about. Okay, so Plan G, we're here, Echo Golf Sierra Quebec, this is Clacton, and Panshanger is just there, Echo Golf Lima Golf. As you can see, it's right next to Luton, right next to Stansted, bang smack in the middle pretty much, just north of Brookman's Park. Kind of, you know, there's Bovingdon into Heathrow, there's Lambourne, here's Heathrow here. It's a bit of a kind of, I don't know what term to use, but it's not fun in the fact that if you don't plan, then you'll be inherently stuck. So, as far as getting there goes, we could go several ways. We could really be quite cheeky, and we could get a zone transit from Stansted and literally go kind of south of beam the 04 threshold and straight across there, or we can plan the eventuality that that's not possible and we can go the normal way, which is probably the best. I mean, one day we may, on a busy day at VATSIM, we'll try and get some sort of crazy transit. I don't know if you ever watched a stream, God, months ago now, where I went from Shoreham up to, I think it was Henlow, was it? Yeah, Henlow there, and we crossed Heathrow and we crossed Luton, and it was crazy. So I'll take the easy route, which in my opinion, and this may not be the best way to do it, but it feels like it, is to kind of depart from Clacton on whichever runway it is, it's probably going to be 36, and then turn out to the west and fly over the top of Chelmsford. Now, if you look here on the right, you can see the information of the airspace. So out of here, there's no issue. But then once we hit this little clutch here, the highest we can go is 4,500 feet, which then drops down to 3,500 feet. And then eventually, once we get inside this bit, it drops down to 2,500 feet. And then it goes even lower here to 1,500 feet. So we can depart and we can route out to the west with no problems. We could probably get away with going at 2,000 feet until we pass Chelmsford. Then once we pass Chelmsford, we need to descend down to, and I'm going to brave it at about 1,200 feet, but in real life probably 1,000. I mean, it depends how brave you are. As long as you don't go above that 1,500 foot base, then you're completely fine. And then from there, there's a little bit of airspace just over the top of Panshanger, kind of Brookman's Park, which goes up to 2,500 feet. But by the time we get there, there's no point in reclimbing back up. So we will depart and then we'll head out to the west. We'll stay at 2,000 feet. We'll drop down to 1,000 feet. We'll go south of Stansted, over the top of, apparently that's called North Weald. There are some VRPs, which are these kind of yellow dots, visual reference points. So this is Malden, that's South Woodham Ferrer, whatever that is. That's Billericay, I think that's how you pronounce it. This is Epping, and then this is Elstree Golf Course, that's Ware. These are all entries into Stansted, actually, if I remember correctly. But what we could do, really, is if we fly to Chelmsford, and then we can just track Brookman's Park, that radial from there will just take us south of where we need to be without clipping the Stansted CTA there, which is what we don't want to do. That's a bad idea. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to do. So we'll head back over to Flight Sim, and I will attempt to get us there in one piece. Wish me luck. Okay, so we are back in Golf Oscar Whiskey Sierra Tango. This is the steed that we'll be taking all around the UK. And plus, I can keep the service-based failures on it as well. So, should we come under any issues, then that will reflect in the amount of hours we've used it for. I know it's based in Blackpool, I know it's based at Worcester, but maybe that could be the end goal, is to get back to Blackpool. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But anyway, let's head over to the VC. I've fueled it up. We've got one guy on board, just the pilot. We've got enough fuel for about 3, or maybe 3 and a bit hours of flying. Far too much, but that's always good, especially when we're flying into the sort of realms of London. It's never good if you get lost, and it's never good if you make mistakes. So we'll just run through the checklist as we always do. I think it's shift and 2, isn't it, for the checklist? Yeah, it is. So page 1 to page 2. So running through this, aeroplane weight and balance is checked. The parking brake is set, as you can see in the bottom left. We could also check that down here. Control wheel lock, we can get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of these yokes actually until we start it up, because they always seem to get in the way. So the control lock we can get rid of. The ignition and avionics, so that's all off. The master switch we can turn on, just as long as we don't drain the battery. Check the fuel quantity. Well, that's fine. We have sufficient fuel in the left and the right. They're about equal as well. Static pressure alternate source valve is off. The annunciator panel switch, well, we can test that just by not right clicking FSX. By you drag it, that's how you do it. There you go. And that's all tested. The fuel selector valve should be on both, which it is now. And the fuel shutoff valve should be on, which is push full in. So we need to push that in. The flaps, well, they say extend, but we can keep them where they are at the moment. I'm not too bothered about that. Master switch, we can turn that back off. I guess that's just to so we can power the flaps up. Elevator trim set for takeoff. Well, it kind of is. There's a little bit elevator trim up, and that's probably about right there. Okay, cool. Page 2. This is time to get this thing started. Now, with the new update, I have found that this is inherently difficult to start, or more difficult to start. And I don't know if that's a legit problem, or if it's just me being a noob. But you don't need to prime this for very long at all. Any more than maybe 2 seconds max, and the engine's flooded. So make sure that you don't do that. I see a lot of people asking on Twitter as well, why can't you start it, you know? This is the reason why. The new update has got some incredible features of it. They have changed, as far as I'm aware, the way that you can prime it. I'm sure there's a bunch of notes on their forum or their change log to reflect what I'm saying. So, throttle, crack it a little bit, just a small amount, about an 1/8-ish. Mixture's idle at the moment, master switch on. We can turn the beacon and of course the nav lights on. And we are we've been sat here for some time, but it's quite nice outside, so it's not too bad. We can put the mixture in. This is what I mean about priming. You need to do it for maybe 1 or 2 seconds. So in, positive fuel flow, off, and then with that we just need to crank the starter all the way. And there we go, starts first time. Now that was something that, you know, took me a long time to figure out, which really sucked. So we are started. We can lean for ground ops if you so desire, so just leave the mixture out a little bit. And then we can check all the T's and the P's. They're all in the green, it's all good. Avionics now can come on, which will put the GPS on. I don't know why the GPS is on this. We didn't have it in the last video, I don't think. I can't remember, maybe we did. I need to go rewatch that again. The navigation lights are already on, and the radios, etc. The flaps are already retracted, and then page 3 is the rest of it with the mags checks and stuff like that. So we can get rid of the checklist for now. So, as I said, the departure, we're going to fly towards Chelmsford, and then from there we're going to track Brookman's Park. Now, Brookman's Park is 117.5, so we can just set that in nav 1. We'll find whatever radio that is once we get in the air. I don't think we can actually track it so far out. It might not work. We're on VATSIM, so 122.8 is what we need to be on frequency-wise. There's no ATC out in Clacton. I don't think I've ever seen Clacton on. Maybe like once, like 6 or 7 years ago. I don't know. Anyway, I've just remembered we need to power for 1000 RPM. I kept the throttle in too much there. So we can put the taxi light on, I suppose. And we can bring the yokes back. And with that we can put flaps down to 10, because grass strips are always fun, which is exactly what this is. We can look at active sky, we can check the weather. Now the weather is not going to give us any weather at Clacton, but the nearest it does give us is 360 degrees at 13 knots with a QNH of 1015. So QNH we can set, it's already set there actually. You can see it there, 1015. And the wind is coming from the north, so we will be taking runway 36. So 36 is literally there. That's the holding point for 36. I've no idea where they do run-up checks at Clacton. Maybe somewhere, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Taxi light's on. Beacon light is on. I think we are good to taxi out. Everything's clear. Windows are shut. Doors are locked. Chinese female on board. Let's do this. I think what we'll do is we'll just stop near the runway. We'll face it into the wind, and then we'll do some form of mags check, etc. So we'll just go over here. See, yeah, it says hold 36. So what I'll do is I'll just leave it to go about there, and then right about now, just spin it round into the wind. Come on, go round. That'll do, about there. Good stuff. Right, parking brake. So, as always, 1700 RPM, mixture full, which is about there-ish. We can go mags left, look for any sort of decrease, or noticeable decrease anyway. That's fine, back to both. Mags right. Back to both. And we could have tested those twice if you really want to be anal, but we're not going to do that. Okay, good stuff. 7000 transponder is what we need. We'll leave that off for now. We're in nav mode, which we could change to GPS if we needed to, but we're not going to be using anything like that. We are good to go. So, landing lights and strobe lights, and the pitot heat. Actually, no, we'll turn the pitot heat off. We don't need the pitot heat on at all. I think we are good to go. Let me just open the vents on the windows, because we will pay that price later when everything mists up. Yes, we're good. Let's do this. So, runway 36. The wind is pretty much dead on the nose, so that should be a relatively short takeoff run. And then all we'll be doing is making a left-hand turn, climbing to 2,000 feet, and then just routing over the coast down towards Chelmsford even. One day I will actually get through an entire video without stuttering. Right, let's go. Power is mine. A little bit of back pressure. I remember this bounce. And we're already airborne because of that headwind. That was nice. That did not take much at all. The headwind is real. Flaps can come up. In a mark or out of mark, or I don't know what that was, but there's a noise. There's the seagulls. I don't know if you just saw that then. Right, anyway, we can turn left. I think Brookman's Park just came online actually. I think that's what that was. We don't need all this power steaming out of here. Trim it. So we essentially want to just route to the west. You know, 270, 260 heading. We can still climb. There we go. We are good. Climbing away nicely. Goodbye, Clacton. It has been a pleasure. Although you nearly killed me when I first came here. It's going past 1,500 feet. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Remember when we first came here? It was disgusting. But that's changed. Saying that, the entirety of the UK at the moment is getting nailed by this heat wave, so it's pretty fun. My computer spent the majority of last week just shutting itself down. It was that hot in my room. I should have probably put track IR on, actually. Right, let's see if we can get a bearing to Brookman's Park. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Directly west. Well, we'll do that then. That'll fly us right over the top of Chelmsford. And then directly to towards Brookman's Park. As long as, well, I say as long as we don't climb over 2,000 feet. And as soon as I do that, we're ended up at 2,100 feet, which is always cool. Right, so we're going to stick at 2,000. I'll bring the mixture out a little bit. Bring the power out a little bit as well. We can stay there. I'm not too worried. The base where we are at the moment is just about to be 45, so we're well below where we need to be. Or where we cannot be, should I say. Look at that. Trim descent. It flies ridiculously well, the Cessna. Far too well. Tanking along at 110 knots. That's what we like to see. Right, we can level out there. There we go. Beautiful. Let's check. So to Brookman's Park, we're pretty much there, to be honest. West-west. Nice. By the way, I'll ask you this now. Well, not ask you, but I'll tell you this now. If you want to see me go somewhere in this thing from, let's say, Panshanger, that is within about a 20-minute flight of Panshanger, then just let me know in the comments and I can add it to the list, because I'd much prefer to do something that you want to see than me randomly picking places. Because, you know, I don't mind, I fly anywhere. It's always good fun. And it's actually quite cool because for some reason, the places I always choose are the places that I've always been to before. And I never go to new places. So, I probably should start doing that. Take me out of my comfort zone. But, yeah, just chuck a comment under the video. And, we can work with that. Zoom the GPS in, although we shouldn't really be using that. It's a shame that there's no ATC on. We could have got some form of service. I always feel that flying without ATC can get incredibly mundane at times. The only thing that we have online around us at the moment is Gatwick Director, which is pretty useless to us. I mean, their radar coverage doesn't even go out this far, so... And look at that. That's what happens when you don't concentrate. 300 feet I just gained in that small space of time. I feel like we're going to be flying this entire flight nose down. I'll just pitch for power. Let me just get rid of some of this power. Down we go, 2,300 feet and descending. Even less power, I think. This thing does have an autopilot, and it's always quite enticing to use it, but you know, for the sake of not using it, I'm not going to use it. Although it is incredibly simple to use. So, we are apparently just approaching Chelmsford. This is Malden on the left hand side. If you remember in the other video, when we flew here, we actually flew past Malden. It's just a little, I think it's like a town or a little village or something. But it's just coming up over the left wing here. It's like this entire area here. More caravans, yay. Oh, that was it. I remember this place because I made a remark about gypsies and said, did they find that offensive? And someone said no, because they were one. So there you go. Apparently I have gypsies watching my videos, which is awesome. Although if you live in a caravan, I assume that you have to have like mobile internet, which means that you'll eat oh my god, I'll try that again. You'll eat your allowance watching YouTube videos. But fair play. Now we've dropped to 1700 feet. Mad skills. We really don't have to be that vigilant though right now. Right, so we're actually in the clutch of airspace here that has a base of 3500, so we are good. And this is Malden. All around down there is Malden. Spot your house if you live in Malden. If you even... You know, they do house people in Malden, of course. That's a ridiculous statement. And then just up ahead is Chelmsford. And then Brentwood is off to the kind of southwest-ish from where we are. About 210 degrees off the nose. Roundabout. Some sort of field of sport, I guess. A football field or a cricket field or something. Some sort of park. Now remember, we've still got Brookman's Park tuned in, so we can see where Brookman's Park is. And it is there. So we need to turn right a little bit soon, but I would much prefer to be south than north of Brookman's Park, because north would end up putting us into Stansted, and we don't want that. So definitely south is good. And plus I remember this from when we flew out. This still becomes extremely familiar. Someone's farmhouse down there, or whatever that is. Sometimes though, just these little chill out flights are far better than jumping in something like a 777 and doing a 10-hour flight. This is the best. I think this is better though on Pilot Edge, stuff like this. It's just a shame that it's not in the UK. Because flying a Cessna around on Pilot Edge is super realistic. I get far too I don't know, it's just far too immersive, the whole experience. You forget that it's a simulator at times, you really do. Especially if you're using Track IR and you've got, you know, the realistic comms and other pilots that sound like they know what they're doing. It's pretty cool. But that's what you get for your money, so there you go. And no, was not paid to say that. I just like the network. Oh, okay. That's interesting. That was VPilot, someone messaging me. Look at that. How beautiful does that look? Nice countryside. DirectX 10 shadowing. Very nice. Look at that. That is Chelmsford, ladies and gentlemen. Good old Chelmsford. Right, anyway, so after Chelmsford, we really do need to start being serious now about tracking Brookman's Park. So we need to stay at 2,000 feet, and we need to turn right to about 280 degrees. And from that we can track Brookmans Park from there. Oh, turbulence. Wow. That was a nice bounce. Yeah. Descend, not climb, you idiot. Less power, again. Right, so there is about 280, I think, yeah, about there. So we fly this heading. That'll keep us out of Stansted's airspace. That will keep us out of Heathrow's, out of London cities. That's interesting. You know, I said that I just got messaged on VPilot. This is what I love about flight sim, right? People think it's all about learning to fly and you know, flying from A to B. And yeah, that is a big part of it, but there's a social aspect of it that people completely miss. And this is a great example. So I'm flying along in this Golf Oscar Whiskey Sierra Tango. This is based up in Blackpool, yeah? This is out of Blackpool Wester. I said that at the beginning of the video. Some guy messages me called Ted. So Ted, if you're watching, hello there. He said, "Hi Bellins, is there a specific reason you use Golf Oscar Whiskey Sierra Tango?" So I just replied, it's local to me in real life, because it is. I just live a bit south of Blackpool, north of Liverpool. West of Manchester, kind of in the middle there. And he goes, "Cool, same, I fly at Wester." So he actually flies this thing in real life, and I know a few people that do. But it's just great that there's a social aspect of that sim, of flight sim in general, that, you know, we can all share the same thing, and that's, I don't know. This is why I get really pissed when people start arguing and making, you know, the experience less enjoyable. I would never understand why you'd want to do that, you know. Crazy stuff. It's like, I don't bother moderating my YouTube comments, partially because I don't have to. I mean, people just tend to get on, and that's good. But I see in other kind of domains that people, you know, they just go at each other like crazy, and I have no idea why. Makes zero sense to me. There is no logic at all. Because one day, you know, let's say in like a couple of years, what happens if an add-on comes out which is so immersive and has the ability to, and this is being completely ridiculous, but has the ability to have, you know, shared cockpit along with a bunch of passengers and, you know, ground staff and stuff like that. You'll need a bunch of people, and if you've already burned all of those bridges because you're a bit of an arsehole, then, you know, what kind of stupid move was that? But anyway, rant over. I really need to make these videos more positive. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool that there is a social aspect to it, and I've met some fantastic people from this, and I hope that that continues. So we are now just approaching north of Lambourne and Stapleford, actually. The place that we flew out of when we went to Clacton initially is around here somewhere on the left of us. I think that might be up there. I just need to make sure that I don't descend too much or climb too much. We're in the clutch of airspace here, which allows us to go up to 2,500, and we're at 1,940 feet, so I'm fine with that. There is a bug on the inside of the glass of my monitor, and I can't get rid of it. And every time it crawls across the screen, I think it's traffic in the sky, because I just see this black dot moving on my screen. It's really annoying, but really funny at the same time. Right, so this field that we're about to go over apparently is called North Weald. Echo Golf, I think it was Sierra X-Ray? Yeah, Sierra X-Ray. We can pass pretty much over the top of that without any issues. If there was like a radio frequency for it or something, we'd let them know, but there's not. There's no ATC or anything like that. Although if you're on Pilot Edge, they have like CTAFs and stuff. Then you could call those up and let them know what you're doing. I'm starting to descend now, by the way, down to 1,000 feet, because we're about to hit that clutch of airspace, which is 1,500 feet and below. It all will happen very quickly, and before that's what she said. And then before you know it, we'll see, what will we see? We'll see Panshanger straight away. Panshanger's runways apparently are, let's see, runway 1129 It's grass, 971 feet. There's a multi-com frequency of 12025, but we can't use that on VATSIM. Yeah, so runway 29 it is, which is pretty much the direction we're facing. So it's going to be straight in. But this is North Wheel, we're just approaching the overhead of. Just passing 1300 feet and over the top. And Brookman's Park is pretty much dead ahead of us as well. I just need to change the bearing on that. There you go. Whoops, 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 whoops. About there. No, that's gone to 300. Hang on. Can I scroll? We'll scroll. Oh, you can scroll wheel. Okay, there we go. Yeah, see? There. It's about the direction we're going. Maybe right a couple of degrees. But it's all good. Descending through 1250. I'm completely happy here. We can stay here all the way now to Panshanger. So I'll trim it out just to do that. Speed is good. T's and P's are always good. Now it's just visual. Visual flying all the way. In a minute you'll see that needle swing all the way around to the other side. That means we pass Brookman's Park. And then Panshanger is literally just northwest by about 5 or 6 miles. So we'll be able to see that pretty much straight away. Although spotting grass fields is inherently more difficult than spotting asphalt concrete. They blend in far too well. Is there like a lake in front of me or something? I keep seeing water, but it never quite renders enough towards me. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, maybe it is a lake actually. Glorious weather. This is the time to do all your VFR flying, guys, this time of year. Oh my god. Okay, I need to look back out front because I'm getting nailed. Over here is St Albans, which is ironically right next to Panshanger, so we'll kind of come across them both at the same time. I'm hoping to do a straight in. We can always fly over the top, check that it is where we're meant to be, and then join whichever downwind leg we decide to join. But I'm pretty confident that that's exactly where we are. There's nothing around here that could be anything else, apart from Luton, but I think you'd know what Luton is, and considering Luton isn't grass, pretty much is self-explanatory. So we're still tracking Brookman's Park, but that's going to slowly disappear from us. We're about overhead it very soon. Maybe within half a mile you'll see. You just watch this here. And this arrow will end up that way. And then as soon as we do that, we know we're away from it. That actually, can you see that on the horizon there? That could be Luton. Could be. Not entirely sure it is, but it could be. And then as soon as this needle swings round, then we can basically say that we've left Brookman's Park, and now it's time to find Panshanger. We managed to creep up to 1600 feet. But remember, it's actually okay, because we can go as high as 25 here. But remember I said that climbing that high again would be stupid, because we'd already been at like kind of 1200 feet-ish, so we're okay. I can deal with that. Brookman's Park is about to leave us. See it becoming wider on the OBS. The course on the right. And there you go. See? It just changed. This white thing here now points behind us. So, and then to check that, we just spin it all the way around. And then you would see that behind us now. So, heading, what was it? 0. Oh my god, I can't do it. Anyway, you get the point. It's behind us. Okay, so Panshanger. It's right in front of us. There. Literally right in front of us. So all we need to do is start descending. Put the mixture back in now. Bring the power all the way out. Just idle it down. We'll take up a left base for 2-9. It's quite hilly around here. It's all good. Yeah, there it is. Grass runway is confirmed. Flap 10. We'll first notch your flap. Just match that with a bit of power. And then once we turn on to final, we'll just dump all the rest of them out. Which is about now, so flap 20 and then 30. Mix a little bit of power. Keep the descent going. It's a bit blustery, I'll give it that. I hate small runways, especially grass. What is it with me and going to grass fields? Bring the power all the way out. The wind's died off now, that's nice. 60 odd knots, we're good. A bit of power, just a little bit. Just that fence. Those floating objects are real. There's 2-9 confirmed. Over the top. And then so gentle flare. I really want to put it down at some point now would be nice. There we go. Oh my god, please get down. There we go. It's the most uneven runway I've ever landed on in my life. Oh my god. Brakes. Sweet, there we go. Now, I don't think this has anything in the way of taxiways. So it's just a case of vacate on the, I guess, the parallel grass and then just kind of taxi down towards parking, wherever that may be. I'll bring the flaps up. Get rid of the strobes. Get rid of the landing lights. Always good. Down. Safe and sound. Oh, actually, I think there's... Oh, there is taxiways. My bad. Okay, that was stupid of me. There is actually taxiways. They're here. This is kind of the taxiway. You can just see it. It's a little bit lighter than the rest of them. I've no idea where everyone parks. The birds are back in full force. If you're watching in 1080p, you'll be able to see that. Finding a place to park amongst all of these aircraft and helicopters. So many twin props. What's all that about? As if you take a twin prop out of grass. That's a bit daring, isn't it? Oh, there's people walking around! Probably not a good idea, mate, but I'll try and stay away from you. A windsock right on the taxiway. Just what we want. Okay. I'm just going to stick it... Where should we go? Where shall we go? Is there another Cessna knocking around anywhere? Yeah, there is one there. We'll go there. Actually, we might just... Actually, no, I'll just spin it around here on the end. Let's line it up with this... That looks like a Seneca or something, or a... I don't even know what that is. That guy there with his hands in his pants. Sick individual. Right, there we go. We're on. We are on the grass. I have no idea if it's legit that we park here. Okay, mixture, adios. Mags, adios. Taxi light, beacon light can come off now. Get rid of the avionics, and you can get rid of the nav as well. And the master, goodbye plane, gone, gone. Well, that was fun. I guess we could put the chocks. We don't really need the tie downs. We can exit. Look at that. There you go. Welcome to Panshanger. It was an interesting flight. It's a bit of fun. It's always relaxing. It's a little bit daunting going in the well, in the realms of the London TMA, but you can stay out of the way. It's pretty easy. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. We'll do more of this. Let me know where you want me to go in the comments, and as long as it's doable from where we are, we will absolutely try it. So, thank you again. Also, I know I hit 10,000 subscribers. I am well aware of it. I will make a video to reflect that. I am eternally grateful that I hit my target of 10k like halfway through the year. It's just absolutely insane. So thank you each and every one of you for subscribing. It is much appreciated. If you are new and you want to join in the party, then you can also hit that subscribe button. And if you don't, then no hard feelings. It's all cool. Anyway, until next time, thank you for watching. Take care and speak to you soon. Adios.